Hello everyone, I'm Vel, and this week we are going through some Longing by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This palette is not exactly new, but it's truly tragically beautiful shades. Perfect for winter, and we are just starting the year, so it's a good start, I would say. This makeup is also part of this review if you're interested to see everything that I do with this palette, if there are something very special, if the shades are actually looking like each other. Let's find out in the video after this introduction. So let's begin. Holidays have passed, the new year we spent with a bit of friends, and for the first time in the past week I'm going to do some makeup because I needed to have some rest for sure. And I'm going to be working with the Blend Bunny today, and I have semi-natural brushes. They pick up the pigment quite nicely and blend it even more nicely. So I'm starting with Blend Bunny, and I'm thinking to go light to dark in somewhat smoky eye schema. So let's begin with the Sonder. It's the lightest shade, a beige one. Then I'm blending it all over the lid. And next one will be the Stolen Glance. It looks much more gray than I expected, but that's actually a good thing because gray cannot be overlooked. I thought it's more brown, but it's either cool brown or more grayish shade, which is nice. And the last one, also don't forget to put it onto the lower lid. The last one will be the shade Long Ago. I'm gonna take the brush that is like a pencil and yeah, just apply it by the lash line and start to blend slightly up. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything, it's just how I do things with the smoky eyes if I'm planning something. So that's more or less okay for me. I'm blending it outwards and I'm trying to keep the shape a bit, but it's mostly just, yeah, dark, smoky, nothing in that. Then I'm taking the shade, I'm taking the flat brush or something like a flat brush, a small one first, just to take all that's left shade into the inner corner and then maybe drag it upwards to the brow bone. And at this point I think I actually want it all over. It's just such a nice sparkly shade. It doesn't have like special effects in it, but it's really nice looking, so I'm gonna apply it all over with the fluffy brush so it's not as dense packed. So a fluffy brush allows to separate the sparkles and just have them on the lid, sparse, not concentrated. And that will be pretty much it. I think I will do a bit of lashes and full face and come back to you already with the finished makeup. So this is the final look. I need to tell you that I'm further away from my background right now. It doesn't affect too many things, but we just had to move slightly, so it's I'm a bit further. The background stays in place. I'm a bit further now. If you hear a bit of noise, like this noise, it's my ring that I got from my husband as a New Year present, basically. It has a rotating inner circle and it really helps when I'm a bit nervous, so I'm trying to keep this stuff somewhere. Now, coming back to this makeup. Matte shades are glorious. They're very velvety. They are absolutely amazingly blendable. I'm super impressed for now. I'm not sure if it's actually the new brushes, but I have old brushes and we will see in the future in new looks if that's the case with brushes or exactly with the palette. The shades surprised me a bit because you can see them in palette as browns. Like you truly see this row as browns, but it's not in fact all browns. So the cool beige, then you have grayish brown. It's more gray on me than anything else, and this is very velvety black. It's like very good one. I really enjoyed it. And the All That's Left shade, that is the shimmer here, very wet kind of look. It does remind me a lot on the Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats. So if you're searching for the eyeshadow that is like Diamond Bomb, this could be it. Overall, I find this start really good. It's enjoyable. It's very much a pleasure to work with this eyeshadow. And The good thing about Blend Bunny is that they have a lot of gradient palettes, so you don't have to search for intermediate shades somewhere, blah blah blah. It's in rows or in columns. It's organized in such a way, and you can clearly find something that matches to each other, which is nice. I think it's really good, especially for starters, but it can be really boring after some time. To be completely fair, I was only interested in this palette, Longing, and in Sickly Sweet, but Sickly Sweet was not available. It's also a pastel palette, so it's a bit more specific, but this one, really good. So, what else do I have on my face? On my lips I have Obsess by Illamasqua. Very nice bullet lipstick, very creamy, not setting or anything, but just nice color. I really like this color on myself as a neutral. And then I have a Pearl Bliss by Kaleidos. Kaleidos kind of became boring for me. I'm not sure if I want to buy more from them, even though there is quite some amount of products that I still did not get, but they don't release anything interesting, and I'm gonna use what I have and not buy more. And then I have this shade from the Dior palette Rose Gold, and it's called Shimmer Rose. So it's called Shimmer Rose from the Rose Gold palette. And it's just a slight highlighter. I decided not to interrupt with the actual diamond bomb, so it's not like I'm competing with the eyes. So yeah, the look has to be cohesive in my opinion. So it needs to have one good focal point. In this case it's the eyes, and the rest should be according to some makeup rules. So it doesn't have to be like that, but I like it like that because it's logical for me and just makes sense. So yeah, I will continue with the palette. I'm thinking to get maybe another one today, but I'm not 100% sure. So far, so good. Very good start, very nice everything. I'm pretty happy, but 24 tragically beautiful shades are a bit too much. This is one of the biggest palette that I'm grabbing, and it's the start of the year. I also have a bit of here, some palettes, but 24 shades for me generally is a lot. I prefer palettes that are smaller than that. 16, 12, 9. But this one was just so pretty that I decided that it's worth it. I'm still waiting for others. I'm still waiting for my Gloss Gods order, and I'm still waiting for my Monolith order. I checked the shipping from official websites like Blend Bunny and stuff, and it's 45 euros. Who pays for shipping 45 euros? I don't want to do that. That's why I will most likely keep using Monolith for the stuff that I cannot grab easily. Like cosmic brushes I can buy from official website, this is not a problem, but Fantasy Cosmetica or Unearthly Cosmetics I cannot buy from the official website because the taxing and shipping is just too much for me. So I will try to wait for them to arrive in Monolith, and yeah, that's how I'm gonna continue working. Unfortunately, I don't have alternatives. So this is so far it. I will come back in some short amount of time. Wait for me here. So I am back for this round. We are going to take a look onto some greenish side of this palette. Right after our brown grays, I'm going to dive into the greens. They are more like a muddy green, like a swamp colors basically, which I'm actually enjoying. And the first shade I'm taking is called Bittersweet. I'm setting it with a small brush onto the inner part of the eye, and I'm gonna make it more sharp, and yeah, we'll just try to make it more sharp. So I'm setting it in the specific pattern to make it a bit sharper. And then I'm taking the opposite side of the brush and blending it outwards. After that, I think I will try the darkest. It's called Unrequited. And I'm setting it to the outer edge of the eye, outer V, as I usually say it. And it's pretty dark with a green at the base color. You can't really see that it's green at the base because it's so dark, but it still has a green at the base, so it can be blended very nicely with Bittersweet. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. After that, the whole area needs to be highlighted a bit with the shade Star-Crossed, which is the lightest green in this palette, and generally the green that will look good as well. And I'm doing exactly that with everything. Then let's have a look at our shiny shade. But first, I want to cut out a bit to make the edge crisper in the front. I'm taking the base, that base, Chris Killer by Gloss Gods, and I'm taking it onto the flat rounded brush, and I am taking a bit of this base to this brush and carving out the crease. This is exactly how you can carve out the shades and make them more interesting. Basically, this is your cut crease kind of way. And then I'm taking the silicone brush. I don't know, I just like to use silicone brush, and I'm taking the shade Remorse. And Remorse is not a duochrome or anything, it seems, just a very nice greenish gold, or golden green, something in that direction. Anyway, this is what I'm setting into the whole lid. This will be my main color. Yeah, and after that I just need to fix a couple things and add maybe a liner, maybe blended liner, and I will see how the things will turn out at the end. So see you soon. So this is my final look for this row, and I'm really into it because it reminds me of that antique patina something, the metal that got colored into this top layer. Usually the copper or bronze goes into the like greenish something, but sometimes depending on the metal and what is in there, what's the conditions, it can took something like this. Something antique, I think, is a good saying. Then I've added a multi-chrome pencil. This is from Glam. Actually, it's Whirlwind. It's green. Kaleidos also has it in the same kind of green, but I did not order it yet. This one breaks easily, like really easily. Kaleidos is a bit more stiff, but all of them are really soft anyway. And I did not find anything similar in Neewer Cosmetics, unfortunately. They are more on the orange or yellow, or not this green. And for some reason I remind myself of Nikki Reed in Twilight when she was playing Rosalie. Maybe it's a combination of brown eyes with blonde hair and this little freckle. Something close, to me at least. That's what I got. I'm pretty happy with it. I am into the dark makeup looks, especially when I have bleached brows, because it's just going good together. You can see my eyes, but you cannot see my brows, but they're still there. Perfect for me. And I'm really enjoying the first two rows. The next three are gonna be in the turquoise to teal shades, and they are pretty similar to each other, but at the same time not exactly. All the dark shades are somewhat similar but also different. So the first one was really dark brown, and this one was really dark green. They're just really dark, but they are not exactly black, and they're not the same. But the idea is the same, at least. So I don't mind it. I find it actually really nice. It's very interesting color schema. It's very... I'm so much into it, to be honest. I don't know why. Then, what do I have on my face as well? The SMRX Fair one. Still going through that. I mean, it's relatively new, but I'm still going through that. It's looking good with such kind of makeup when you need something more neutral. Like, completely cool contour is not always a good solution, at least in my opinion. So when you have something in the neutral greenish, it's good to have also neutral contour. I have Dim Infusion as my blush. This looks really good. I'm starting to think about the palette, but I think only Evil Eye left, where I may actually use 4 shades out of 6. But I don't want to spend 100 euros on one palette. It's a tough decision. Then I have a Solar Sailor as my highlighter. Looks really nice with the gold, and I found almost a perfect match. It's a BFF3 Lippy Pencil by Colourpop mixed with Cocoa by Huda Beauty. Look at that. They have a slight difference, but they're very close. So you get this, as if you ate a lot of chocolate. And this is what you are left with. So, what do you think? Do you find it nice? Do you find it not nice? I'm pretty much enjoying everything that I did so far, and I'm looking forward for more. And more will come tomorrow. So, see you in a short time, and for me it's gonna be tomorrow. So it is Sunday, and I'm thinking about something more simple, like a blended wing, basically, from the mattes. And we are in the turquoise this time. And I will be working with small brushes. mostly like angled brush or something similar. They are kind of more flat, so I can control them better for my mattes and wing application. So I'm starting with the shade Melancholy, I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly. And this will be my actual wing liner. So I'm taking it as a wing liner directly. This is my base. From there we will be slightly enhancing the width of the wing, but not too much of its length. So next one will come the shade Sorrow. Very nice intermediate color. They are blending into each other as they're supposed to, because they are in the same hue, which is really important for some of the makeup looks, truly important. And after the shade Sorrow, I'm taking the shade Vow. Vow is gonna be the last blending shade, so it's pretty much everywhere surrounding the wing, and you can repeat this couple times until you're happy with the intensity of things and how you, just generally when you're happy with the intensity of things. After that, I'm taking with my finger the shade If Only, and it's not a duochrome or multichrome as I see, just nice shiny shade, and I'm applying it to the whole lid. I'm trying to keep it within my moving lid, but the rest of the sparkles are totally fine to be blended under the brow and stuff like that. I cannot get with my finger into the very inner corner, so I'm gonna use a flat brush to do that. And just with the empty flat brush, just with an empty fluffy brush, I'm blending the outwards of the eye look of the shiny shade. So into the brow we'll get a bit of a, just a bit of a color, not too much. And the shimmer is perfect with the Vow. I think on this stage I'm only missing some mascara, and I will do the full face and come back to you already with a full look. This is my final look for this makeup, and I am pretty pleased with it. However, from the far away, I think it kind of looks a bit more like I have just a dark outline all over my eyes and nothing too special. And to be fair, it is nothing too special. The shimmer shade here has two colors of glitter, so it's sparkles with two different colors and nothing else. So it's not a duochrome, it's not a multichrome, it's not a holographic sparkle or anything. It's just nice turquoise color with a bit of shimmer. It's perfect by the base with the shade Vow, so you can apply one onto the other to make the base a bit brighter. It's just nice mattes that are blended together very nicely, and you can create something like this or better. There is always a way to create something better. And this is so far everything that I got. And what else do I have on my face? Today I'm wearing Diffused Bronze Light by Hourglass, and it's just the bronzer that I used in the place of blush, because technically you're placing it onto the highest point of your cheeks to make yourself a bit more tan. I'm not a big fan of myself being a bit more tan. Most of the bronzers are not exactly how I look when I'm tanned, and I look like a lobster. Unfortunately, I don't really tan. And my highlighting powder today is Pink Glow by Bobbi Brown. So I got it as a gift with purchase, and it was really nice because it's a full-size product, 8 grams, and it's a very luxurious looking shine. So it's you see this effect of a very reflective skin. This is it. I'm enjoying it a lot, and it has a very slight pink to it. So on me it's not as prominent, but maybe on other skin types, skin tones, it will be more than you see right now. On my lips today I'm wearing the shade Obvi by Colourpop Lippy Pencil, and on top of that I've added the shade Find by Fantasy Cosmetica from Viral Collection. This is a lip oil. It acts as a lip oil but has a tint to it. It will be pretty red, and it looks like a strawberry jam. It smells like candies, just some candies. I bought 2 of them from this collection, and the other one is purple. It smells like grape, and it also will give a hint of purple. So if you like red, strawberry red, or this grape purple, you may enjoy these lip oils because they are truly nourishing lip oils. I love the formula, but I'm not the biggest fan of the smell. And there are also 2 others that I did not buy. And the first one I got as a gift with purchase from Monolith, and this one smells like blackcurrant, a bit of a cat pee in my opinion. but this one is the most gorgeous of all of them. But yeah, that's a bit, it's slightly candid cat pee. I'm just really sorry for saying that, but it is what it is. But I love the oil. The formula is really nice. So that is pretty much it. With all the turquoise kind of makeup, I'm getting a throwback to Clarity Cosmetics Lost at Sea that I did in the beginning of autumn, and cannot get rid of this association now. So I'm happy with the look. I like turquoise and I like the blended wing. Each time it's getting better and better. I'm not the biggest fan of the bronzed skin. I don't know why I went for it. Just a blush probably will be better, but still it's not looking bad at all. And I like the color on my lips. The shade Obvi is very nice lip color shade. So I have my natural lips in the same color and it matches really nicely. So kind of finally found it. And that's it. I am done with this. Maybe I will come back for another one later today, but maybe not. I'm not sure. So see you in the next one quite soon. Yeah, pretty soon. So I'm back and I decided to try something more graphic, and I wanted to do like a loop in the first part of the eye with the darkest shade and then blend it into the nothing, and after that set the, I think it's a duochrome when it rains, set the shiny shade into that loop that I will create. So I'm starting with the angled brush that is flat and the shade that is darkest in this combination called Forlorn. It will be my... instead of the pencil, basically, I'm gonna try that. And I'm drawing this loop that will be the main focus of this makeup look, and it will be also the darkest part of it. So I'm blending it outwards, so the center of the loop is staying the same, and only the outside corners will be blended out. Then I'm taking another brush, which is like a pencil, but not exactly like a pencil brush, and I'm going into the shade Bottled Up, blending it right onto the edge of the previous one, because that's how it's supposed to be. I'm just setting it for now. I don't have to blend it precisely currently. And after that, I'm taking the shade Misty Eyed, which is the lightest in this all, and I'm setting it as a blending shade for outsides. So it will go into this shade from all the angles, and this will be the idea of this makeup, basically. Then I'm taking the brush that is like empty and fluffy, and I'm going by edges of what I've created, not touching the center or anything, just the edges, so that it's nice and soft and goes into the point. And I will take some concealer or a base and such a small brush for lash extensions actually, and I'm gonna clean up the edge a bit, and after that I will come back for application of When It Rains. So when I cleaned up with the base, it's the same base called That Base by Gloss Gods. And after that, I'm taking another flat brush, but it can be the same one which you used for cleaned up. And I'm taking the shade When It Rains. It applies very, very blue onto the brush, as you can see, but it has green look in the pan. But I think it's just sparkles that are green and the shade is actually blue. But it's very nice looking. It's like a periwinkle slightly. And I'm trying to apply it in the way that it's kept in that shape, so that you see it very clearly. And if it won't work precisely, then I would have to go with the silicone brush, because the precision here is really important. I don't have the exact same shade in my pencils most likely, but it's okay. And so this shape is gonna be like a petal, like a loop in my makeup for this version, let's say. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Let's finish up the face and I will come back with a full look already. So this is the look and I am extremely happy with it, even though it's not actually symmetrical. One loop is bigger than the other. It reminds me of both on the butterfly wing cutout and some other things, but I'm generally enjoying more complicated shades from time to time and shapes. Yeah, right? Yeah. Did I say shapes? Anyway, this center piece of a loop is supposed to be duochrome or something like that, and I can catch a bit of shift in the macro, but not exactly in the regular conditions. Also because it's not stretched till the very end and it's kind of having only like a center and side, but you can see that there is something happening. Mattes are absolutely delicious because they blend nicely, they stay nicely, but also I think that might be a case of a base combo. So the mattes themselves are undoubtedly good, but also the base combo that I used. It's this powder and this base. So first you go with the cream product, then you slightly set it, just slightly, not overpowdering. And then it works wonders. And I'm pretty happy with how everything looks so far and how everything is like unveiling. We have 2 more looks to go and I'm enjoying this, but I find it a bit more on the boring side in the shimmers, so I tried to compensate it with some shapes. That's how I see it. As they say, if it's not interesting through the color, it shall be interesting through the texture. It's not interesting through the texture, it should be interesting through the shape, etc, etc. I think you may know this. It's usually used in like a fashion kind of stuff when they're matching outfits together. So I love this teal. It's a teal color in my opinion, and how it just goes gradiently one into another. Works wonders. Nothing to think about, just pure enjoyment of how you apply shades. What else do I have on my face? Fenty, absolutely filthy cream in Cheeks Out. It's Amber. And then I have a stick blush by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's shade Soft Rose. As you can see, Soft Rose looks really nice on my cheeks. I'm enjoying this a lot. I wanted more pink one, and I think I wanted something else, but I have only 2. Another one is Latte, and it's more of a neutral shade, and I also enjoy this one, so I will try to use it a bit more because cream products actually expire. Then I have Glow Finition by Got2b, this white highlighter, and it gives this wet effect. I'm really into that, but also because I have cream products on my cheeks right now, I'm generally a bit more dewy, so it's not a bad thing for dry skin. It's just I enjoy that. I'm just generally enjoying that. And on my lips I have Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Cool BFF. Great color, really liking it. And on top of it I've applied the Unearthly lip oil in Nocturnal. Nocturnal is something like a brown shade. It's like not exactly black, it's more of a brownish something. It's really nice. It feels a bit more like a gloss, but color is nice, and it smells like Turkish Delights made with a rose. So if the real rose, I mean. So if you're not a fan of that, you probably should not get something like that. I'm waiting for the 3rd one. I have 2. I need to say that I have 2. One is Fog. It's a milky gray. One is Nocturnal, that is this brown dark shade. And there is one called Inferno, which is red, and I'm waiting for it to arrive at some point, someday, and together with the palette. And I think I should review and do the lip swatches of everything that I got. Unfortunately, no highlighter, but that's life. So, Blend Bunny so far is enjoyable. Very enjoyable, and I have 2 more to go, so I hope I will enjoy them tomorrow. In the meantime, give this video a like if you like the makeup, and see you in the next makeup look. So this is Monday, last day before I come back to work, and my shifts and everything related to it. So I'm just trying to have a bit of fun from what's left. I have 2 more makeup looks with the Longing palette, and I am going to do exactly that. So I'm starting with the flat brush, the same brush that I used in previous ones. I'm just cleaning it in the Auden's Eye brush cleaner. I'm taking the shade Heartbreak, starting to draw my outline of what it's going to be. This is going to be like a very big wing, basically. And I am, outlining everything that is supposed to be dark. Then I'm taking a bit of a smaller brush, not smaller than previous one, but just a smaller brush, and I'm taking the shade Old Photographs. It's a nice gray blue. I actually did not expect it to be that interesting, that pretty, and I am setting it up till the mid to the center of the eyelid. Trying to mix things together. They don't have to be precisely mixed, just drag one color into another and it will be good enough. And the last shade here will be the Dear Diary. It's also nice blue with a lot of white, so they have quite a difference between the shades. They are not exactly shade into shade. They're more like in the same hue, which is great. They work together nicely and you can blend from one to another, which is the main purpose of this. And I'm blending it from the beginning of the eye till the center, trying to blend together the old photographs with the Dear Diary. I think it actually looks very pretty. It kind of reminds me of my own eye color, the same type of blue-gray. So this needs just a bit of cleaning, but nothing too spectacular. And after that, yeah, let's set the shiny shade. We have the shade named Remember, and it's very pretty sparkle. Not a multi-chrome or anything, just a sparkle. I'm gonna set it into the inner corner directly, then drag it by the line of the eye into the direction of the brow, and then spread whatever is left onto the moving lid, trying to get to approximately the center of the lid. And that will be the makeup. I think I will only need to add a bit of liner, maybe, not sure, but lashes for sure. Mascara, I mean, and I need to blend a bit on the inner corner, inner side, and that will be it. Like nothing too crazy, but I think it looks really good. So on this note, I'm gonna go and do the rest of my makeup and come back to you with a finished face. So this is the look I created. It's not exactly symmetrical, let's be honest, but it doesn't really matter because nobody will probably measure it with a ruler. And if it's more or less okay, I think it's totally fine. I love mattes in this palette. They are really nice, really good. I did not clean up too much. I just had a bit of a concealer under and I just stretched it kind of to there. I'm not sure if I'm properly in focus. My camera seems to misbehave right now. And the shiny shade shimmer is very soft. It starts to become really crumbly when you are applying it with a flat brush, except the silicone brush. The silicone brush is a bit better. But with the regular brush, even flat one, it's slightly crumbly. But it's very pretty. It's nothing special. It's like a silver white shade and tiny sparkles, so it creates kind of this night sky to me. I'm really into that. I enjoy these colors and I like the look overall. So yeah, that's number 5. We have one more to go. In the meantime, let's have a look of what I have on my face as well. I'm really reflecting light because I used light reflecting foundation, unsurprisingly. So it's making me dewy, not exactly oily, but still. Then I have ABH in baby pink. This is 9.5 milliliters of product, but it's only good for 6 months and you kind of need a lot to make it look more pigmented on your skin. So that's not exactly a fail, but it's not exactly a win. If you like this format, I personally enjoy the applicator here. And if you like this format, if you think you can finish up the blush in 6 months by just using it, this is a good purchase. Otherwise, it's just too expensive for what it is, in my opinion. And yeah, but it's a nice pink color on cool undertone, so that's a plus. Then I have the Nessamyrix Fair One, currently going through that, and Space Age Skywalker by Kaleidos. This packaging is really cool. I'm really into it. So, and on my lips today I have the shade Brink in Colourpop Lippy Pencil. Brink, as you can see, not exactly how it is on the packaging, but still kind of nice. I thought it all looks good together and I'm kind of enjoying this overall makeup. I need to do something to my eyebrows and roots soon, as you can see. Starts to grow out and it's becoming slightly a mess, but not the worst condition ever. So I think I will have a bit of a break doing something else at my final day of holidays, basically. And then I will come back for the purple. We have only one left, one row, and we're gonna take a look at it. So see you in a moment. So the last one, and I think this will be also the intro, outro, final thoughts makeup as well, because I just feel like it's easier for me right now. So I'm going to dive into the purple shades of this palette, the last row, last 4 shades, and I'm gonna try to utilize mostly natural brushes. And as usual, I'm taking a smaller brush and the shade Take Me Back. And I'm gonna do the outer V of the eye, which we will start to then later blend with the shade Pleading. It's a nice bluish purple with a bit of a gray into it, and I think it's quite unique in this regard. So I'm trying to blend one into another and having the shape, the form I have in my mind basically kept as it is. And I'm gonna be going back and forth with that, trying to blend it the way it looks better, then going with a twist of fate, blending everything out, then slightly adding it back and blending it again and adding it back again. So that's a continuous loop of trying to get the things work and basically placed as they're supposed to be. Then I'm gonna take a silicone brush and the shade Love Letters. Love Letters is a duochrome for sure. I can already see that it goes from purple to blue. And you know, Gloss Gods has a lot of it. I'm probably just spoiled with the color of rain where I got an overdose of such shades, so I'm not taking it as anything unique anymore, unfortunately. And I'm applying it from the inner corner up till the very end, just with a silicone brush, but this application is not enough for me, so I'm gonna get into finger and apply things with the finger. That way it's a bit more packed and I kind of like it a bit better. Once again, I'm not using any glue because I don't like glitter glue, but it actually can help with sparkles. And yeah, it's just, you can use Color Cosmetics Fix Potion as well instead. It also helps with the adhesive kind of the shiny shades, but I think it's not exactly fair to review things on glitter glue. So yeah, I think from here now I only need to add the final touches like a wing liner and stuff, and after that I will be done with this look and we will see the final full face and everything that I think about this palette. This is the look I created at the end, and I think it turned out really beautifully. The multichrome is kind of... this is the most special out of all the shiny shades in this palette, but at the same time, as I said in previous videos, I'm a bit overdosed with such chromatics, with such a shift. However, the mattes here are really pretty. This purple with hint of a blue and gray is just so good. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I found out that it blends nicely. As a pigment, you sometimes need a very specific brush to blend the things. So it blends nicely almost into nothing with natural or semi-natural brushes. With synthetics, it might be problematic to blend because they are getting stuck. So they are not actually that good for blending the pigments and dry products, to be fair, as well. So it's very easy then to understand that the synthetic brushes are good for cream liquid products, but the natural brushes are for the pigment, especially very highly pigmented eyeshadow. So that's what I tested in this review, and what I can say for sure, like I definitely made sure that it is like that. However sad it could be, but yeah, it's just how it goes. And what can I also... No, first let's go over the products on my face. So today I'm wearing Hourglass Mode Exposure and Incandescent Strobe Light as my blush and highlighter. It's like a nice looking combo. On my lips I have Colourpop Obvi, and on top of that I added Ancient One by Fantasy Cosmetica. It's slightly purple and it gives this... I like this lip. I don't know why, but I like this lip. Kind of cool. I also added a bit of freckles, but then I added actually too much, so I had to reduce them with my blending sponge, which had still foundation on it. But that's the face today, and I am enjoying it. I feel like the muted shades are really good on me, and that's why I'm loving this palette. Let's roll onto the final thoughts about the Blend Bunny and stuff like that. So Blend Bunny actually has a lot of palettes that are organized in gradients, so you get from the darkest to lightest in the same hue, so you have the same range and you can create anything within that range, so you don't have to search for specific shades. It's logical, it's simple, as easy as this. So this palette I liked the most out of everything that I saw. The second palette that I really liked is Sickly Sweet, but I think right now it's not available on Monolith. So the only one available that I like was this Longing. It's tragically beautiful shades, and it is indeed like that. It's a perfect winter palette because of how muted it is. It's cool, it's muted, it doesn't get into your eyes. It has quite simple sparkles and only 6 of them. That explains the pricing on this palette. But the mattes are amazing, especially when blended with natural brushes. The shiny shades, the white and silver, for example, are really cool. This multichrome is the most interesting out of them. The other one, I won't call it multichrome actually, so this one, it's not exactly a multichrome. And this patina, there's like a rusty key, as I saw somebody in Instagram speaking about that. Yeah, it kind of looks like a rusty key. And I like the shiny shades, they're just not anything out of your mind. So you should not expect something crazy. But it is sparkly, it is nice, it wears okay, so depending on your primer, of course. But yeah, the mattes are really good, and I like that they surprise you. So you see the brown here, but it's not actually this brown, it's more of a cool brown turning to gray, and it was a surprise for me, but I still love it because this is not all the time you can get in the palette, and I feel like I'm collecting some cool tone palettes specifically for some things. The blue ones were amazing. I actually really love blues, and the turquoise probably the least out of them all. And then probably olive, then all of the purple and blues together, and the grays are awesome. Yep, that's what I think about this. It's €41 on official website. Let me tell you for sure, 41.95 in euros on official website. Unfortunately, the delivery from official website will eat almost the same amount of money if you order from Blend Bunny. But if you go to Monolith, this palette is 48.50, and the difference of €7 is not significant enough to order from the official website. I find it great. And this price is because you don't have a lot of special shades in this palette. It's a lot of mattes, it's very good mattes, but it's a pigment. You have to be aware of that. You have to know how to work with that stuff. All of this stuff that you can put to pluses or to minuses of this palette as well. I think the price being below €50 is good for the amount of mattes and being the indie brand. There is only one truly special shade, couple really interesting ones, and couple of just kind of nice sparkles. So I think it's more or less justified. If it was like in the range of above 50, it would be questionable, because for 6 shiny shades having 50 plus is a bit questionable. It has 24 shades and 26 grams, which means it's 1 point something in each pan, which is not bad at all. I feel like I will be using this palette for mattes primarily, the same way as I'm using cosmic brushes mostly for mattes, and I honestly need to try cosmic brushes with brushes that are able to blend it. Sometimes the shades are not really picking up by the brush properly. Also, the underlying primers have an effect, the color that you have under, and etc, etc. It's a lot of things that can go wrong for specific for specific palette, for specific makeup. I'm trying to give them all more or less equal base and equal application, kind of. That's why I'm trying to be fair with majority of them. Some palettes I'm experimenting with, some are I don't, but the general idea is that if you're using nice brushes and nice base and you know how to blend these things, at least you will get an experience if you don't. So this is a nice addition to my collection. I like that it has this text on the side like a book. I really enjoy when the palettes have this book style. These are my thoughts about it. I will probably use the mattes with something like from Carlo Cosmetics, and they are muted, they are blendable. You can use the ones that are mostly pastel, you can use the ones that are dark. They are surprising in the pan, they are not exactly the same as on the eye, which is a thing for a lot of palettes in indie, to be fair. And you have to work through to understand what it is about. But each palette, I suggest that each palette you buy, you go through all of the shades to understand how it works, how it behaves on you specifically. So it's, yeah, it can take a few days, but it's worth it if you are wearing it. but with wear time it's also sometimes very clear what is what. Anyway, I'm honestly pretty happy with that, and I think it's quite awesome tragic winter palette, because the shades are also that, I cannot say really grunge, but it's kind of a grunge. Maybe you know a better word to describe that. But yes, indeed, it's tragically beautiful shade and I am loving it. So if you are also loving it, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm posting right now from time to time. The schedule for 2025 is not clear yet. I need a bit more of a free time as well. Work and home and all the other stuff. But never mind. Let's have a look on all of the makeup looks that I did with this palette, just to have an idea of what is in there. And you can maybe vote for the ones you like the most. Or maybe I did a bad job in your opinion and you want to tell me about that. Also write a comment. I will be reading anyway. So, on this note, thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure to stay with you for this duration of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed working with it and making the video. So, thank you once again and see you next one. Bye!